Welcome to TechInfo's official YouTube channel. Today, we would like to talk about a couple of interest topics about interviews. First and foremost, schedule your job interview for the morning you've applied for a dozen jobs and an HR staffer at one company has, finally, called you back. They're offering you a handful of times for a job interview. What time should you choose? Short answer: earlier is better. Your energy levels tend to be higher in the morning, you're fresh and, hopefully, eager to go. But it's not just about you. Your interviewer will, hopefully, feel more energetic as well. A study earlier this year in the Journal of Occupational and Organizational Psychology suggested that, when it comes to interviewers' schedules, the fourth job candidate on any given day is the one who gets the most attention. After that point, the interviewer's exhaustion level rises. By late afternoon, a candidate is less likely to receive the full consideration they deserve. When you're interviewing for jobs, it's easy to forget that your interviewer is seeing multiple candidates on the same day and that the interview process is just as tiring for the questioner as the job candidate. Book your interview for 9 or 10 a.m. if you have a choice, and it's likelier you'll sit down with your interviewer when they're feeling their best, which can only benefit you. Always come to the job interview with questions. There are lots of ways to mess up a job interview. Badmouthing a former employer or colleagues, getting excessively personal, arguing with the people in HR, and inflating your skill set. But a true killer is not having any questions for the interviewer. Asking questions about the company and particulars of the position shows you're interested in the job and that you did some research beforehand. That being said, some interviewees make the classic mistake of asking pointed questions about salary and benefits at the very beginning of the interview, which only tells the interviewer that the person sitting before them is more interested in money than contributing to the project or company. What sorts of questions are best? That depends heavily on the position. The questions an agile developer might ask in order to get a good sense of the job are radically different than those a systems administrator should ask. The important thing is to have a handful of well-thought-out questions ready, otherwise, the interviewer might wonder why you're wasting his or her time. Secondly, the resume may be giving way to skills assessments for tech hiring. You may not have the flashiest resume around, but that may not be important when looking for your next job. In a new report, HackerRank queried both hiring managers and recruiters about, tech recruiting, and got some interesting results. While much of the report is what you might expect, hiring managers want the right candidates, and recruiters want to get you hired so they can be paid, etc. There's an interesting tidbit in there about resumes and skills-based assessments. Above all else, both recruiters and hiring managers want a candidate with previous experience. Second, having that experience is how long you've been working in a particular discipline. The third is personal projects. These all rank ahead of having a computer science degree, believe it or not. It seems a resume that highlights a deeper history of personal projects and a direct understanding of a language or framework is far more attractive to recruiters and managers. But what about the candidate whose resume or CV just doesn't seem to match that of their peers? Not to fear, HackerRank's survey shows 75% of hiring managers say they've offered jobs to candidates with less than stellar resumes. This specifically correlates with self-taught developers. Again, skills matter more than anything else. A separate study from Montage notes that skills-based hiring is on the rise and exceedingly popular. It says 77% of enterprise companies use skills assessments when considering candidates. Some 60% of firms have begun looking into predictive analytics to decipher who is best suited for jobs. There are plenty of hacks and crafts you can do to make your resume amazing, but that's just a first step. For roles in tech, companies want to understand how much you really know before investing time and money into hiring you. Luckily, a good set of side projects and some actual proof you're worth consideration might be enough to get you through a resume critique and hiring process. Finally, dealing with illegal interview questions. Over at Lifehacker, there's a comprehensive breakdown of some of the most common illegal job interview questions and how to deal with them. Unfortunately, many a job seeker has run into inappropriate queries about age, arrest record, health, marital status, and much more. While the law makes it illegal for a prospective employer to ask questions about, say, your disabilities or religion, some companies have gotten very good about reframing questions in ways that skirt around the edges of existing statutes. The trick is to enter the interview prepared for as many contingencies as possible. You can deflect by asking a question in return. For example, if the interviewer probes into your ethnic background, you can ask why they're asking those questions. You can restate your commitment to the potential job while declining to explicitly answer the original question. You can even tell the truth if you feel the answer wouldn't harm your job prospects. If the interviewer keeps asking inappropriate questions, you can politely thank the person for his time and excuse yourself from the room. Alternatively, you can make the spontaneous decision to treat the experience as practice and continue onwards, simply to see which questions the interviewer asks and how you react to them. But always remember there are boundaries to the information you're required to give. Thank you one and all. Kindly subscribe, like, message and share to our well-established Tech and Folks official YouTube channel for further innovative videos. Cheers.